So we spent a lot of time discussing, we're discussing this book, Ethics for the New Millennium by His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and His Holiness really took us into exploring the ways in which we are interdependent, and the ways in which phenomena are interdependent, and the ways in which we depend on others and others depend on us, and in that we depend on others and others depend on us, the way we behave contributes to the happiness of the world we live in. And he then goes on to talk about how to cultivate happiness, how to actually bring about a happier situation for ourselves and for those around us. Redefining the goal is the beginning of chapter 4, where this happiness is discussed. And I think we reached the last time page 54. You have a book? No? Yours is in the bag.
Let the cat out of the bag. Sorry. I'll go get it.
You brought a cat?
It's a manner of speaking.
Everybody's a poet. Hopefully.
So,
We'll get you a copy. You know what I mean? Thanks. Yeah, you can look on the
page
What page?
54. What?
54.
So basically where His Holiness is heading is that though the happiness we seek, a deeper happiness, is not something that comes about as a result of attaining the physical objects that we might want. As he jokingly says here, he's very fond of watches, but he's never felt that any of his watches have shown him any kind of kindness or nice, warm emotion. They are oblivious to his attitude towards them. While human beings do actually respond, and the kinder we are to others, the more they respond in a kind way, and out of that grows a far deeper happiness. So this is the happiness that he's introducing us to. Well, we cannot always change our external situation to suit us. We can change our attitude, and I think that this...
54.
Well, all right, 54. Let us now consider the nature of what I have characterized as genuine happiness. Here, my own experience might serve to illustrate the state to which I refer. As a Buddhist monk, I have been trained in the practice, the philosophy, and the principles of Buddhism. But as to any sort of practical education to cope with the demands of modern living, I have received almost none. During the course of my life, I've had to handle enormous responsibilities and difficulties. At 16, I lost my freedom when Tibet was occupied. At 24, I lost my country itself when I came into exile. For 40 years now, I've lived as a refugee in a foreign country, albeit one that is my spiritual home. Throughout this time, I've been trying to serve my fellow refugees and, to the extent possible, the Tibetans who remain in Tibet. Meanwhile, our homeland has known immeasurable destruction and suffering. And of course, I've lost not only my mother and other close family members, but also dear friends. Yet, for all this, although I certainly feel sad when I think about these losses, still, so far as my basic serenity is concerned, On most days, I'm calm and contented. Even when difficulties arise, as they must, I'm usually not much bothered by them. I have no hesitation in saying that I'm happy. So, what do you think of
That's a
that?
lot. But the idea of being calm in a crisis works. I mean, I can't say I'm very calm, but it's proven time and time again in my life. I remember, should be calm every time. It's true. You have more resources, mental resources, if you can step back a little bit and not be overwhelmed. You only export tension when you're not, when you're not calm. And people react the same way. You create an atmosphere that's worse for you.
So,
Last few weeks, I found this out. It resonated more.
how does one develop calm?
The exercises that one, they realize the benefits of being calm and the faults of not. It's very simple. It's the same formula. Benefits, fault.
So what are the,
That's
so in other words, analytical meditation.
In an analytical meditation, when first of all, know that when you have a calm state of mind, you have more assets, mental assets. You're able to recall helpful advice. If you're freaking out or you're throwing bricks at somebody, forget it, you're an animal. So that helps. And yeah, you have to analyze. You have to analyze situations. Cut to the chase. My brother's dead, the cat's dead. This is, what we've been talking about our whole lives here, and at least me, a long time. It's not a lie. I used to say,
What's not a lie?
the fact of impermanence and all that. It's not. I told Shunga one time, my brother Johnny, I said, the llamas didn't lie. He started laughing. But it does help. I mean, what assets do you have when
So-
the train doesn't come? Jesus Christ, all
No,
that.
no, but wait, let's go
Yes, go back, go ahead.
into the technique.
The technique is best as you can analyze, yes.
Contemplate the
Contemplate,
benefits
don't go for
of,
some trance where everything is calm, I don't care, no. Reasons.
so how do you do that? You sit?
Of course I sit, or maybe if I can't sit, I try to hold when something happens suddenly, hang on, sometimes his voice, remain calm, he had a hoarse voice, and I just imitated it mentally, and it very much helps. It's almost,
Contemplate
the reasons. And contemplate, this is a problem, what do I do? You're able to do it if you trust yourself and take some time mentally.
But you began by talking about analyzing the benefits
Benefits and
of,
faults, of course, in
So-
general and then specific incidents.
so go through that.
In what, you want a specific incident?
Yeah, or, how, not, so when we are confronted with the problem, it's very difficult to go through this. So we have to go through this when we are
Yes,
calm.
we'll do
And
that
we
one.
have to
Yes,
sit and contemplate the
Exactly.
benefits of remaining calm, the benefits of what?
the benefits remain, the faults of not remaining calm. The benefits of remaining calm are, you can recall the training that you did. You're not being hijacked by your emotions, by an instant reaction of hate or whatever, or overwhelming desire or something. So you try to stop. The breath is very important. You can't do anything else. What do I do? Watch the next breath. That you got from the Zen thing. Pay attention to your next breath. It's coming whether you like it or not, and if it doesn't, you're not here anymore. So that's that. So you focus on your next breath, and then you gather yourself. May 9th, so I get a call. My brother, I'm going to 911. Okay, go. I'm calling 911 because he had been feeling sick. And then 40 minutes later, the doctor calls. He's gone. Okay, thank you very much. I thanked the doctor right away. Said, what do I do? He said, come on down. I said, yes, I have to, the thing. So when you get here, home, so Betty immediately wanted to drive me and wanted to help. That's her job. She's a hospice social worker, so I had that help. But You know, and I had to break the news to his friends and the rest of her family, and it wasn't easy. But that advice years ago that he gave me, back in 82, 83, and we had Charmian dying, my brother and all that stuff, very helpful. So it's matured somewhat. So the analysis is your daily practice of impermanence. When it says, remember death all the time, they're not kidding. And it doesn't make you morbid.
So
It makes
let's
you more free.
so what you're saying is that another way
I'm
of
slipping from
developing
specific to general, I guess.
developing calm and developing what we're pursuing here is happiness, our inner happiness, and bringing what you've just talked about, an understanding of impermanence, an acceptance of
Yes,
grounds us in reality.
in reality, exactly. Happiness is naturally happens. It's something the real happiness, not the sensorial pleasures or something. The natural inner satisfaction is there. So
Well,
they say
is there?
we have to let it express itself. I don't have
So
that.
is it inherently there?
It can't be inherently there, Nikki. There's no inherent existence.
So, in other words, it is caused.
It's caused. Well, you got an argument there. You know, the Buddha nature, is it caused or not?
And we're not talking about Buddha nature.
Well,
We're talking
We're
about
talking
happiness.
about the innermost happiness and tranquility. Is it caused?
The realization of it is caused.
The realization, maybe that's a good idea. That's a
Oh,
good
are
one.
you suggesting that
He's
there's
right.
some store of happiness that isn't
No, he's right.
causeless?
The awakening to it is caused by your efforts.
What is the
That's very
attitude
good.
here towards
What you said is
happiness?
very deep.
Towards happiness.
But anyway,
Aren't all mental states caused?
yes, sir.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And
Yes, good with
the
this.
pursuit of happiness is fruitless. I mean, it's just the kind of samsaric conditioning.
No, you create the causes of happiness. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what this is about.
No, but you thereby create happiness.
But you have to, first of all, if we can start that, being in the modern world, we have to refresh ourselves what happiness really is.
Yeah.
It isn't the sensorial grabbing a car, status in life and all that. Yes, that's temporary, if you can get it. You not always can. But they're pointing towards something that's within us, that we can reach into, like a spring where you can drink.
Yes, but I don't think that we should think of happiness as some innate thing that is
No.
within us. As you just said, it being a mental
It's
state, it is definitely
Yes, but how do
caused.
you allow that to happen? How do you cause that?
Well,
You don't
you-
overlay it with a false view of reality.
Yeah.
You don't do that. But we do that naturally, instinctively, and we have to keep reminding ourselves. Hence, calmness, because these impulses don't operate in the background of a calm mind. They're sort of subdued a little. You know, of course, you're a Buddha, they're never there. But so that's important. That takes practice. Just sitting every day, you're going to have to use some mental strength to stay calm, because ideas come up and you start to fly with them. Come back. That is as much a technique as learning how to lift weights or sprint or whatever. It's very important. That's part of the remain calm.
I've heard it said that we shouldn't act out nor repress our emotions.
Act out nor repress. And I've heard that certain things shouldn't be acted out, anger, but grief should be, according to Zoe. In terms of extreme emotional states.
But maybe we should
Fear and grief
experience our
should be expressed.
Sorry.
maybe we should experience our anger.
Well, you just experienced your anger at Penn Station.
No, I didn't, because
Oh, you
you
didn't?
reminded me that nothing can be done, so why get angry about it?
I
I
did
feel
that.
like
Shame on me.
experience with wrestling with this is your teacher, right? So you realize, oh, that time that I was so angry, what a waste of time and energy. The anger didn't help anything, it actually made it worse for me. I felt horrible then and feel horrible about it now thinking back. That's not the way to go. And I think often it's physical too. How did I physically feel when I was doing this versus this?
Yeah.
So there are a lot of keys, and if you can somehow get a start, to sort of approaching it in the right way, then you can always look back on that experience. And as you practice and keep going, I think that's what I do. Each situation, whatever it is, the train or something else, it's mental wrestling, I think. And then also from a very basic level, how it makes you feel, good or bad, whatever it is,
So how do you exert the control over a process that brings about?
For me, it's mental. It's just thinking. And maybe that's a certain kind of meditation that I do constantly. If something goes well, I think about why, and if something does not go well, I think about why, and I try to adjust it. Obviously, it doesn't work all the time, and I need to practice, but
So when you do that,
yeah.
do you find that you can actually watch your whole being change?
Totally, yes. Yeah. Talk yourself out of going down one road and instead either staying there or going down another. Yeah. And then you become more calm and you feel better and you think that was not going to make the difference that I needed anyway. It's like, you start saying to yourself, why? But it's practice.
So what you've just said, that ability to actually engage in that mental exercise is something that you have to familiarize yourself with when you're not confronted by the...
I think a lot about things after they happen.
Yes.
And how I could have done it differently and better.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Familiarize the word.
And we also do so before, the kind of analytical meditation that we do in the morning to set
Prepare
ourselves.
yourself, right?
Yeah, the daily,
Yeah.
I see,
What is this analytical meditation? I'm only familiar with Theravada, Vipassana kind of stuff. What analytical stuff you guys talking
Analytic. Well, for example, taking what Mary said, where you actually think through the futility of engaging in anger or getting frustrated in a situation where you can't do anything about it, and recognizing that if you can do something about it, do that, and don't get too upset. Just concentrate on what you can do and leave aside thinking that way. That process of preparing yourself, developing the muscle to refrain from indulging frustration, and developing the muscle to focus on what you can do. That's analytical meditation. You think through the benefits, you think through the faults, and you determine to make use of that. It's very hard on the spur of the moment to hold back from one emotion and engage in another. But the more you see people in life who are calm, who are patient, who, when confronted, seem to have some ability to navigate and with some kind of peace of mind. That doesn't come about naturally. That has to be cultivated. And the cultivation that gets us there is analytical meditation.
We do it naturally anyway. You want to buy something, a house, a big deal, or this, should I go out with this one or that one? If you're young, you make a judgment. You should, if you know it. But we naturally analyze, or we should.
So
But it helps also to have the background of study.
it's interesting when we bring up the example of buying a house.
Yeah.
And we also know, I've never bought a house, but I think that you get very involved you get totally sucked into all sorts of ideas
Yes.
and I would think buying a car we haven't quite managed to do so, but
Yeah.
we've engaged in the process of
Yeah.
pursuing one and really going through the process of seeing the benefits of this one over the benefits of that one. Now we have,
And
in
you liked
the
it
olden
in
days,
white.
it was only one kind of car. Now you have electric cars, you have hybrids, you have old-fashioned cars, the benefits one or the other, and it can really keep one up at night. So that analytical meditation we also have to use not just to figure out which is the best car to buy, but also, wait a minute, I'm indulging this process to such an extent that I'm not sleeping at night. I'm so
right.
wound up about cars, I have to,
The
so
introspection.
analytical meditation would be the process of saying, of pulling yourself away from these thoughts as well and calming yourself down. In other words, managing our emotions, that process, that mental process, which is not simply watching the breath, but which is actually engaged in doing what I think you're talking about, which is refraining from going down rabbit holes. Was that?
Go a little bit. Pull yourself back.
But it helps that background too.
That's the nature of all phenomena, like you said, for anything,
Yeah.
there are things that we are creatures, so we need to eat. So everyone has natural likes and dislikes, and this rabbit hole you can go down this rabbit hole for like anything that you have to do as a creature.
Absolutely. But actually controlling the process rather than being sucked into those rabbit holes, and developing the ability to refrain from going down ways that are only going to cause us more mental turmoil, that developing that muscle is something that we have to work on. And it's something that we have to work on when we're calm. It's something that, if we read about it and we think about it and we really determine to hold back from it, that process is analytical meditation. And that process helps us navigate life in a more effective, responsible way. His Holiness often says, of course, the two kinds of meditation, analytical meditation and calm abiding, are necessary. But at our level, calm abiding is really not what we need in our practice. The analytical meditation is really the most effective form of meditation that we can engage in. And you can do it by reading a book and thinking about what it says, and then determining to put that into practice and thinking about it more and using examples to see the correctness of whatever it was. That whole process that affects you becomes part of the ability to bring these thoughts into your life when confronted.
But the calm abiding meditation allows you to focus more one-pointedly on the analysis. So we need the calm abiding stuff, right?
Yes, but yes, absolutely. And to do a little bit of calm abiding meditation is very helpful, very useful. But as His Holiness says, it is the analytical meditation. What he's concentrating on here is the analytical meditation.
Okay.
And I remember in the monastery, one monk who said, it's essential to develop calm abiding. There's no way that we can progress in our practice unless we have calm abiding. And he said, I am going to go off and I'm going to develop calm abiding. And I remember hearing this and thinking, wow, this guy, he's right. And after a few months, he was back saying,
You need to prepare for that. If you're going to do an extensive shamatha retreat, that's a big deal.
when you
Shamatha's calm abiding.
No, I've done a lot of shamatha before.
So when it's interesting to see what the prerequisites are for developing calm abiding. And you have to be totally happy, content with whatever food you're served, with whatever clothes you have access to, with your basic conditions. In other words, there are these criteria that Tsongkhapa lays out clearly that makes me realize that I'm far from ready. I mean, I want my pasta al dente.
Yes, I know, because he demands it.
This is what we're talking about, the creature, you have
Yeah,
your
you want this.
greed and hatred, right? Everything.
That's
Al
how,
dente, for everyone. Everyone has their own things that they like. And
there are those that go
don't like.
beyond that. They're up there on the drive.
If you analyze that right, if you're always striving and wanting and needing, you're not happy.
That's right.
So
But when it comes al dente, I'm very happy.
For a
Until you
while.
eat it and then it's gone again. That's something
That's-
I've really
Then
been.
what does it turn
That's
into?
the biggest thing that I've kind of been noticing in
Yeah.
like meditation is just like thinking about desires, because you desire something, you always desire something, and then what happens when you get it, and then the second after it's gone.
You want something.
Yeah, and it's that moment is just like heavy.
Yeah.
So you have to find that place where you are full of the pasta. It's and you don't overeat, and you're happy until you need the next meal. Yeah,
If you can do that.
and
But
that
it's this impermanent thing. The eating of it, or
Yeah,
the satiation of any desire
Is
is going to be this impermanent thing that's gone after you experience
And
it.
it gives you a trait, it puts an addiction in you. You want it again and again.
unless you overcome
Yeah.
it, right?
The side effects of desire, unless you, but you have to have a background, a mental background. First studying and then inculcating it, so you're very familiar with it. And of course things are things like that.
But the only way to overcome these things is becoming enlightened ultimately, right?
Yeah.
Because we're always going to be
You had to bring that up.
So-
ocean of suffering, right? Sam says ocean of suffering
got
is
it.
always, all the time, every second.
every second, and so we can
I'll bet
remember
you don't
that. We can remember that. We
Yeah.
can say we have to work towards attaining enlightenment. But then we have to go through life. You know, it'll take 6 incalculable eons to attain enlightenment.
Well, hopefully not, right?
Unless you know somebody.
Isn't that what the Vajrayana is about? One lifetime?
That's right.
I think
That's what
very
they advertise, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what they say.
That's what
That's
they
what I
advertise.
read, man.
Yeah,
well. I think that we should prepare ourselves for 6
Six
incalculable.
incalculable eons? I don't got too much time.
So have a seat, relax. That's how long it takes for the next train to come sometimes.
No, I think it's important for us to think in terms of the amount of time it's going to take, and to think that we can attain enlightenment in one lifetime by means of tantra is ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah. Very few people are ready
You have have a
to
good teacher
engage,
one-on-one.
not just a good teacher one-on-one.
You have to be.
You have to have your compassion, your concern for others has to be so profound, has to be so overwhelming that you are pursuing that attainment of enlightenment with such purity and with such desire to most effectively and most quickly benefit others. That we have to work on. That'll take eons.
I remember Rinpoche saying for success in Tantra, you have to have renunciation, right view, and bodhicitta. All the tantric things without bodhicitta will not work. He said that bluntly. You must have that. What's the word there? Uncontrived bodhicitta. Not what we do. I want to do it, but uncontrived. Ultimate is emptiness. Not the one they use that word. But it's uncontrived. You have that naturally.
Yeah.
So
Every moment you are out of this great compassion seeking enlightenment. Now that's something before we engage in Tantra, we have to have that. If not, Tantra is a joke. It's sort of, it doesn't mean anything. We have to work at that. And we have to, as Tony just said, we have to have a real understanding of emptiness, a realization. All of tantric practice is the manifestation, is motivated by that pursuit of enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings, and is a manifestation of our realization of emptiness. Those two things, bodhicitta and a realization of emptiness, that's what we have to work at.
And renunciation, to start the thing off. You can't be involved.
There's no way that we can, there's no way that the whole spiritual pursuit happens unless we are pursuing something beyond the here and now.
That's the definition. Nejoni says a definite emergence, right? That's the definition of renunciation.
What is definite emergence?
What?
Say what definite emergence means. That's not a.
Definite emergence equals renunciation. Not renunciation is one. I forgot who argued this. Alex maybe. It has a sense of just throwing things down, but you're emerging from samsara.
Emergence, I see.
Emergence, something like that, right?
Yeah,
Anyway,
but
what's
that's
the
not a
word?
beneficial.
Yinjung, something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
Yinjong.
So Alex argues that that's the way you should think. Otherwise, it's, and Geshe Sopa is the same thing. It's defeatism. Oh, I can't stand this life forever. That's not renunciation. That's defeatism. Renunciation is you understand there's nothing here.
Well,
The
you
samsaric
understand
mind
that
that's
that
really
this
kind of
has suffering as its
Yeah.
quality, and you are devoting yourself to getting out of cyclic existence. So that's essential. I mean, that's essential for the spiritual, for spiritual practice. That can't just be for yourself. You have to have that pursuit for the sake of all sentient beings. That's bodhicitta. Those are big ones before we can.
We put them in categories. It was actually those three are one. Emptiness, right view, bodhicitta, and renunciation. It's one mind that's soaked in all of that.
Can I just add one thing?
No,
Going back to concentration. I think calm abiding is a very high level, specialized meditative state. So I think we can develop some concentration, even though we say that it's very difficult to develop calm abiding. So we shouldn't just say, oh, I can't do calm abiding.
I mean, the pliancy element.
No, just some
Calm
amount
abiding,
of.
when you reach calm abiding, when you have.
No, he's saying
There are 9 stages leading
Right.
up to that, so
Right.
we can
work at it.
work at
Yeah.
it, and
With
that's
the-
worth something.
You talking about the shamatha jhanas?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, but when you
They're
use the
not-
word calm abiding.
So they're not
it implies
impossible
a-
to
applies-
No,
attain.
no, they're not. 6 months to a year, we can do it.
Yeah, I've gotten to some of them. Not
But-
the highest ones probably, but the
but-
lower ones, yeah.
But to succeed, we have to really have the conditions necessary to attain that, and those conditions are as I say, beyond my. I know that I'm pretty attached to the.
And in the modern world, it's hard to get it if you want.
You just
to.
gotta sit for a long time and do it.
Yeah, in a quiet place.
Yeah.
And you
You
have
do-
to
you
have-
can do it in a retreat. If you go on a retreat, you can. You go on a shaman's retreat, you can get to the lower jhanas easily. I mean, not easily, but it'll happen. I did it. You can do it. People do. They have the Theravadas. They do the really. They have. You gotta go about the casinas, and they do the casinas in order.
Casinas from
on-
the form realm.
Yeah, they do all that stuff.
Not casino, casina.
What are the casinas?
They're the different the different form things to focus on, and they do them. They're supposed to do them in a order. It's like light, darkness, water, fire. They're elemental. I forgot how many there are. And if, after you get this, after you do them all, if you do them like how monks are supposed to do them to the utmost, it's supposed to give you some sort of city at the end.
You studied Buddha Gosha's book.
Is that the what do you call it?
That's the the manual. that-
Yeah. What is that one called? I forget.
Vinerables,
Or the septic
The big fat one. I have the big.
I'm trying to think of
I forgot the name. But yeah, I have
it.
that.
Purification, something like
Yeah,
that.
the path of purification. Yeah, I have that. Yeah,
Vinerables.
Is casino a Sanskrit word?
probably.
Yeah, or poly.
Or probably. I don't know. Which one?
Casino, it's in there. It's over around the corner there. So,
Back to the
So what's
system.
easy?
But this.
I mean,
information-
nothing. Dharma's not easy. Nothing. None of this stuff is easy.
But hard, but samsara's not easy either.
No, it's not.
So you might as well do something about
Yep.
it.
so going back, what His Holiness is presenting is the fact that happiness is something that we have to work towards, work sort of beyond satisfying our senses, and
That needs a definition of happiness that's more realistic. That's what you're saying, I think, on the reading.
so according to my experience, the principal characteristic of genuine happiness is peace, inner peace. By this, I do not mean some kind of feeling of being spaced out,
Couple of 55.
nor am I speaking of an absence of feeling. On the contrary, the peace I'm describing is rooted in concern for others and involves a high degree of sensitivity and feeling. Although I cannot claim personally to have succeeded very far in this, rather I attribute my sense of peace to the effort to develop concern for others. So, now what's interesting is that His Holiness is not talking about tantric practice. He's not talking about, he's talking about simply working towards developing our concern for others, working towards recognizing the value in doing so, and working towards actually doing so. And recognizing that peace is the result of developing our concern for others. And it is that peace that becomes the, what would you call it, the foundation upon which we can engage in really developing renunciation, really developing bodhicitta, really developing a realization of emptiness, and really then developing the tantric practice that will enable you to attain Buddhahood in 1 year, so you can come back and
1 year.
lead us.
All right, 13. No, you level the ground before you build the house. Exactly. You have to, though.
2 years. We'll give. How many years would you like?
How old are you?
Well, I mean, that's what the Nundro and all that stuff is for, right? To help you build your bodhicitta before you do the higher stuff.
Windrow is tough. 100,000 this, 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
And Chung said, sometimes you need more. 100,000 is just an estimate. Maybe you need more. Maybe you need less. Nobody said that. There are people doing this right up the river, Wappinger Falls, where Denise lives. They have people on 3-year, 3-month retreats with all the
Wow.
support, doctors,
Wow.
food. That's the Cargill Center there.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Can't imagine doing a 3-year retreat.
3 years, 3 months.
When you say I can't imagine doing a 3-year retreat, the pursuit of enlightenment is
We're talking eons.
so far greater than a 3-year retreat. A 3-year retreat is part of the process by which we actually come closer to.
No, what I mean is like, right, we're all lay people. Like, I have a job.
No, he's not. He's
like,
not.
well, yeah, you're not a lay person, but we're lay people, right? I
Right.
assume y'all are lay people.
Yeah.
Like, the longest I've ever done a retreat, I've done informal retreats, like, by myself for, like, a day or something, or a couple of, maybe 2 days, like, and that was intense. Like, doing it for 3 years, and, like, being able, as lay people, to have someone prepare your meals and stuff, and do
Yeah.
that, and all you're gonna do
Yeah.
is these practices. That's just like, wow, It's just, it's hard to imagine as
But
a
they
normal
have-
person, that's all I'm
They
saying.
have
you know?
instructions within that.
Yeah.
There are people who come in at this topic, they'll instruct you in that topic.
No, it would be great, of course, it
It's
would be
well
very cool,
structured.
but it's just,
It's available.
you know,
Well, COVID was a time. We were more or less forced to be on retreat.
I had groceries delivered from Whole Foods though, so I can.
Yeah, we had that, of course, we all did. I had to go early in the morning with the seniors went.
No, but I'm saying
But I
that
didn't
was
talk to anyone.
not a hardship.
We didn't have the Tibet Center at all, just online. You were sort of, very little social activity, nothing. It was something like a retreat, some sort of
that's what I should have done.
type
made
of
it a retreat.
renunciation.
Mm.
You couldn't go, stuck in Jersey. I just moved. I moved to Jersey, and 3 months later, COVID hits. No more going around the corner to get cake and stuff. All those stores closed too. Queens was locked down a lot. Yeah. But that's similar.
So I think that His Holiness here is preparing us in a more basic way. Later on, there's a line that I wrote down. When we desire things for no reason beyond the enjoyment they give us, ultimately they tend to bring us more problems. Now, contemplating that, I find that that's an extraordinary sentence to contemplate, because
Desire things.
our whole lives are spent pursuing things for no reason beyond the enjoyment they give us. Well, ultimately, they tend to bring us more problems. Recognizing that. So analytical meditation would be sitting with that sentence. When we desire things for no real reason, beyond the enjoyment they give us. Now think of the amount of things we pursue in life simply for the enjoyment they give us.
Go on.
Ultimately, they tend to bring us more problems.
But he's
Yes.
saying beyond the simple enjoyment they give us.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean?
That means that,
We expect
They
it
give
to
us
provide
that.
us with ultimate happiness.
yeah,
We
Don't
expect
we?
more than they were designed to give us.
Yeah.
But we don't know that. We can't.
so when we desire things for no reason beyond the enjoyment they give us,
No, I see. Not just.
in other words, when we desire things simply for the enjoyment that they give us,
I see. Yes.
and most of our pursuits are for the enjoyment that they give us. That's basically how we function. And if we
That's
to recognize that ultimately that kind of pursuit of joy or enjoyment ultimately brings us more problems.
So can we, for three things that we enjoy for reasons beyond the simple pleasure that they give us?
Well, that's what we should start pursuing, and
What would be an example of that?
helping others, bringing joy to others, and it can be as simple as smiling, but engaging in that direction rather than pursuing pasta al dente
See, that's a big thing. You have to
or
eat, but
espresso.
wanting to
or-
have only this and not that when I eat, that's adding. That's. But that's what we all do.
Well, that's why Milarepa ate, what is it?
Nettles.
You wanna drink nettle soup for the rest of your life?
Well, I would like
Yeah,
to.
that's
I would like to arrive at a point where I'm content with nettle soup. I'm far from it.
You gotta live
Al
in a cave.
dente. It's gotta be al dente.
You gotta live in a cave,
He
man.
wants al dente.
And
You
when,
can't live in Jersey with all this good food everywhere.
and when the thieves came and asked for a little spice in their nettle soup, what did he say? More nettles.
You're in the wrong place, buddy. You don't have anything. But then he laughed. He said, making noise. I live here all the time. I can't find anything. You're not going to find anything of value. I'm in this cave all the time, and I don't find anything of value.
Thieves come while he's in the cave meditating. Thieves come and it's dark, and they say, and they're trying to steal, and they complain about the fact that they can't see anything. And Milarepa says to them,
I'm here all the time, I can't find anything of value. So how are you gonna find it in the dark? And he had nothing, in other words.
You just had the cloth, right? The loin cloth.
And even that started to fade. He was embarrassing his sister. Don't go around with your junk on display.
so it's such an important, I think that is a book that makes one realize how far out of our reach is that devoting one life to the tantric practices that take us to full enlightenment. The contentment with nettles itself is an indication of how far we have to go, how far I have to go. I won't speak for it.
You can speak to me. I'm behind you. You're ahead of me. Hey.
Can you read that
Just
sentence
thinking
again?
it's
Sorry.
basically reprioritizing everything, everything you do all the time.
Yeah, that's a
It just
separate
is,
thing that
and
turns on for the pleasure they give.
Beyond what you know you have to do, like have a job and make money, it's really the time that you have to do what you want to do, you have to reprioritize, right? But I think it has to start, you force yourself to do it initially, right? It's difficult, but then maybe it becomes second nature, and then you're getting somewhere, right?
But you're suggesting that you can get to a point where it's automatic, where it's second nature. The effort that we put into it is wonderful. I mean, really be pleased with the fact that you are even thinking about it and that you recognize it as being worth pursuing. That's already monumental.
That's well said. Thanks. That's a good one. Very good.
So, rereading.
Yeah, that's
When we desire things for no real reason beyond the enjoyment they give us, ultimately they tend to bring us more problems.
the hope.
I think
No real reason except the enjoyment.
a bumper sticker.
Tibet Center bumper sticker.
A T-shirt. Nice, Darren. T-shirt.
Yeah, I think that, we're sitting here tonight discussing these things, and we all are, by doing so, we become more aware of the monumental challenges that we have to even sort of be settled in a true spiritual path.
Yeah,
What do you mean by be truly settled?
settled.
Settled in a true spiritual path. So, in the Lamrim, it talks about 3 levels of practitioner. It talks about the lowest level of practitioner is the one who devotes himself or herself to practicing in order to have a better life in the future. The second is the practitioner who works towards extricating himself or herself from cyclic existence. So is devoted to attaining freedom from cyclic existence. Those two, renunciation, you have those 2 elements in renunciation. The third practitioner is devoting himself or herself to the attainment of the full enlightenment of a Buddha in order to be able to benefit all sentient beings. This suggests that unless we are devoting ourselves to the next life, unless we are engaged in life with the aim of having a better next life, we're not truly spiritual practitioners. Am I even at that level? I don't think I can honestly say I am. I am definitely invested in finding happiness in this life. I recognize the value of
Unless you at least the next life.
Yeah.
Wanting to do some of this. If you want, that's the category of real spiritual practitioner.
real spiritual
But it
practitioner.
starts with hearing about it in the first place.
Yeah.
it's expressed sometimes as renouncing the happiness of this life and renouncing the happiness of future lives.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then not just for yourself, but for everyone. That's, it's good to think about those things. You have time now that your kids are older? No, really, because
Yeah.
you have 2 kids and they're young, they
Yeah.
rely on you for everything.
Yeah.
But now there's a little more wiggle room.
It's scary to say renouncing happiness.
Yeah,
Well, quote happy,
or,
Quote happiness.
quote happy,
Renouncing quote happiness.
quote happy.
No, renouncing the pursuit of worldly happiness.
Well,
Mhm.
that's a better word.
I mean, becoming a monk is devoting yourself to working at that in a serious way. But, that's something that we all have to do if you're intent on attaining Buddhahood in this one lifetime by means of tantric practice, you have to at least be devoted to pursuing happiness or pursuing, working towards a better next life. That has to be, that's like, as Tony
Yeah,
said,
you don't
that's
get in the
the,
game without
I never even think about the next life, man. This one is enough.
it. Sometimes we feel that way, don't we?
Like Dharma practice in this life is enough.
Well, that is,
it's interesting, what do you do it for then? Just,
To not suffer anymore, because we suffer
Well,
every
in this
second.
life,
Dukkha is every second
Mhm.
of every moment.
But do you believe in future lives and
I
past
guess.
lives? You guess?
I guess. I mean, I haven't experienced any of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I
well,
know
that's an
that.
honest answer.
I know that the high lamas, they're supposed to have all these clairvoyant abilities that come from doing various whatever practices, tantric practices. You get these things, and they can see their past. I watched a documentary where one of these old lamas was talking about he was coming near the end of his life, and he was like, "Yeah, I've been doing this practice for so long, and I've come to these attainments, and I've seen my past lives. So yeah, for somebody like that, it's imminent. You can actually see this psychically, but like I don't have these cities or anything
No.
like that. I just have
We
like
have
my
faith.
practice now.
We have a type of faith, though, it's a curiosity.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's the
possible.
faith
Maybe it's
that
possible.
maybe one day
Yeah.
you can see that or whatever.
but you're right, if you live by the Buddhist principles in this life, it will no doubt make you happier, right? No doubt.
Well,
Meaning,
I think so.
yeah, if you're not striving and if you're not harming people and,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
of course, that's gonna make you happier. You're right. I mean, even if you don't think of next life,
Yeah.
I would think.
I'm not saying I don't believe in it. I'm just saying I haven't seen my
No,
past
that's
lives
an honest
enough.
answer, I
So,
haven't either, but
yeah.
what sounds,
It sounds cool.
and they do give logical reasons, there's. Everyone dies, but nobody's dead, that's the front piece of His Holiness's book on dying. The
Another
Tibetan
t-shirt.
proverb, everyone dies, but nobody's dead.
Mm.
Oh, so what's going on?
And then bumpers.
Darren, do we have names? We
There
have-
was a squirrel that was just freshly killed in front of the Tibet Center when we drove over here. So the squirrel, please.
Sonny Rollins,
Sonny
Sonny
Rollins.
Rollins, died Sunday night,
I saw that.
And also Grace, your cat.
Grace, my cat, yeah,
Aw.
Grace Spina, Sonny
Grace.
Rollins,
Sonny Rollins.
Charlie Parker West.
Charlie Parker West. What? Charlie Parker died in 55.
Charlie Parker West. I don't know who this is, but we've been asked to pray for him.
Oh, okay, it's a person's name. Kid, someone was named Joe.
My friend's cat died, and he read the Tibetan Book of the Dead. He did that practice and wished for the cat to be reborn in a better state.
Nice.
Squirrel.
You have good
outside
friends.
the Tibet
And the
Center.
squirrel
Not many
outside the
people.
Tibet Center.
Very few
No, but that's
of my friends are.
Prayer for a swift return of Chumla Rinpoche. Exalted wisdom of all victors gathered in a drop. Sole refuge manifest in the form of the one wearing saffron robes. Guru Lasam Tuang Dojichan, please bear witness here today that our prayers may be fulfilled. We beseech the great torch of doctrine, accomplishing from long ago the vast waves of aspirational prayers, Lord of speech of the Victor Lasam's teachings, spreading them to the ends of the earth by means of explanation and practice. Though holding the commitment, I will invite all beings to be my guests in unsurpassed great awakening. Yet you have withdrawn the activities of the form body that serves the welfare of others. Is that worthy of the supreme among beings, the Bodhisattvas? Though impossible for you till cyclic existence end, to abandon your commitment to liberate all beings, we beseech the new son of your Manakaya to swiftly return from the realm of Dharmakaya, brought forth by Bodhicitta drawn by 7 steeds. Having reached the far limits of scholarship, religious life, and goodness, please come swiftly as an unrivaled supreme emanation, full holder of the sage's teachings, and wish-fulfilling jewel. Return as the glory of the long-time Templar. Magnificent truth of the 3 precious jewels, Mahakala, and the ocean of Dharma protectors. May you spontaneously fulfill our wish, the swift blossoming of the reincarnation's fresh moon-like face.
Very good. Thanks, Nikki.
Thank you. So we will have on Saturday here at 1 o'clock a White Tara Sadhana practice and the reading of the prayer of Green Tara. So here, Saturday, 1 o'clock, 502 North
That's
Ridgewood
right.
Road. Thank you.
Rolling Hills of Jersey. Thanks, Nikki. Appreciate it.
Thank you.